Hey guys, what's your name? Is it something people just yell out in the street when they say, hey, blank? Is it something your parents put on a birth certificate praying the doctor would leave sooner? Or is your name truly important? Many times in the Bible, we see just how significant our name truly is. Genesis 4:20, Adam named his wife Eve because she would become mother of all the living. Genesis 5:29, he named him Noah and said, he will comfort us in the labor and painful toil of our hands caused us by the ground the Lord has cursed. And most importantly, in Matthew chapter 1 verse 20, she will give birth to a son, and you will name him the name Jesus because he will save his people from their sins. In biblical times, when people ask you your name, what they were asking is, what is your purpose? What is your past? You see, names are very important because they define places, not just physically, but historically as well. Jacob, Gideon, Abraham, many others, anytime they built an altar to God, they would name it. The altar would serve as a physical place where they could sacrifice to God, whereas the name was a symbol, a reminder of what God had just done or a lesson they had just learned. In those days, people even believed that if they knew your name, they knew your character. Many times we see God change people's names based on how he changed their lives. No longer will you be called Abram, but Abraham, because you will be father of many nations. No longer will you be Jacob, but your name will be Israel, because you have struggled with men and with God and have overcome. Later on, we see that Simon becomes Peter, Levi becomes Matthew, Saul turns to Paul, all based on their encounters with Christ. You see, your name isn't just a title or something you were given at birth to keep track of. Your name is everything about you. When you were born, your parents most likely struggled with your name. They went through the baby books, reading every name, trying to decide which name would define your path. Or if you're like me, your parents just held you in their arms and they knew without a shadow of a doubt who you would be. But why should we care? It's just a name, right? My name's Jonathan. Who cares? You see, the reason your name is so important is because as I've been working with teenagers, I've realized one of the hardest things for a teenager to do is share their story. To give their personal testimony of how God has radically changed their lives. From the time when they were a sinner to the time that Christ took away that old, gave them a new, a radical and abundant change happened. How do you sum that up into a simple title? Easy. Why not start with your name? Your name tells people about you. It tells people who you were, what happened, and where you're going with your life. So here's the challenge, guys. Next time somebody asks you, hey, what's your testimony? Why not simply start with your name? Simply say, my name is...